Art of Mass. Mass, short for masquerade. In carnival terms, mass means costume. This segment highlights the difference of wearing a mask and playing mass. Now a leading carnival choreographer gives her views on carnival costume presentation.
The costume galas, I think, is very important because one of the things that I miss from carnival and the older days is where you had this kind of very collective spirit. Yeah, every mass band met together in the same space. You looked at each mass band, you looked at the different, and for me that is what is missing. So you have all these individualisms going on about the place, but you don't have the collectiveness and things like the costume gala, like when we used to have after carnival gala and everything came together. We did all the prizes. You had the steel bands, you had the costume, you had what else is there, the dance. For me that is actually a very, very vital thing because it is a community and the community no longer exists. You have the individual bands now, but the community spirit. And you can't do that on the streets of Notting Hill. You need a big preamble, you need a big build-up to the carnival. You see, I don't think you wear a costume. I think a costume is something that is inside of you. You have an implosion and an explosion out. So I think if we approach the youth like all the original mass people used to do, like the Devil Mass, like the Sailor Mass, like all of those, they had, even George Bailey and all of these mass people, it came from something inside of them. So I think the imposition of a costume is kind of difficult because I know I always resisted that. I still do, because I remember Clary trying to put a costume on me. It's not about an on, it's about, and the youth needs to know that this can express something about their own internal narrative. And if you also look back at the original mass we're talking about, that came out of enslavement, the liberation, not only did they considered what they were thinking, they looked at what they wore, they looked at what the text, remember they created text. You know, you had rubber speech, you had the man. They created the rhythms that they wanted. You know, a jab mass has a staccato, da 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 di da, whereas you have Dame Lorraine, da 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 di da da da. Yeah. So they all had, and they had lyrics. The rubber, which is my favorite one. The rubber goes, Adashka, and now I was born on the hills of Mongolia. And the movement is like, and the Cape turn. So therefore, if you encourage the youth not to play mass or dance to this music, just like how they do rap, just like how they do hip hop, you know, that's what it is about. So that's what needs to be encouraged. Not to join a band, but you can be part with your own individuality within that structure. Bring yourself, bring what you're thinking, what you're feeling, and write your own lyrics. Competition is always healthy. Everybody likes to know they came first, second, or third. And I think there's something very healthy about it. But I think competitions could be a good thing or it could be a bad thing. Because if the judges are not progressive and they keep going for the same things all the time, you need to look at people who are being innovative, people who are pushing the boundaries, and they need to be celebrated rather than always going for the safe option. So therefore, that's another thing that stifles the art form. So if you have healthy competition where the judging, and I think judging are so crucial that they could push the boundaries and go, okay, there's something that's happening here. There's something that's moving the art form further forward rather than going for the same cliche where it's big and it's pretty and it's shiny. Then that stifles it. It does nothing for nobody.
Now see and hear mask makers in their own environments. The gala, otherwise known to us as the Splash, and also on the road at Notting Hill. Feel the excitement and see masks being played. Enjoy the experience.
It's a lot of work. It's hard work. Oh, well, lots of work. We didn't sleep last night. We had 3 o'clock the night before and 1 o'clock the night before that. But the show must go on. At all costs, the show must go on.
Haven't slept for about 3 days.
What time are you there till this morning?
About 3:30.
Yeah, so we win again. This one first,
Just come and feel it. Feel the costume. You're hooked in the giraffe.
sounded good and I was dancing, I enjoyed myself. And I saw my family in that on the corner of the stage and they were cheering me on, so I was dancing more. I'm big-headed like that.
Everything was just, I am going to their mass camp because I don't really want to play mass in London, but I think now I want to play mass in London with them. It's fantastic. Really, really beautiful.
Yeah? Is it good? All right.
This is the creator of all the beauty that we create today.
So, because people love the culture so much, you know, they love the carnival, the arts, and everything. They just keep doing it.
My name's Anwar February and I'm at Flamingo Carnival and I'm made. This is my own costume that I've made. I put in 2 months' work into it. That's how much work I put into it.
Carnival. This is what we wanted to bring out. This is what we needed to see and people to see as well, so that they could know the essence of what carnival, real carnival means. And yes, my eyes was filled. I cried.
My name is Chris Donsucker and I think it's lovely. I enjoy it. It's a really good thing to do.
I like doing carnival because everybody looks at you and you get to wear nice costumes.
Straighten it up.
Oh, give us a drink of water quick.
Okay, my name's Temmie. I've been doing this since I was 2, and what I like about it is because you get to create lots of good costumes and that.
Really and truly, the inspiration was my father, because my inspiration to do mass is through my father. They look at me between the legs and they say, okay, that's Vn1's son, but when they look up and they see the face and the likeness that the actual mold has brought to life, it's a stunning feeling to see people react to it and see a smile on people's faces. It really, really does feel good.
Nice. That is nice. It makes you feel wanted, you know. All right, I've been there, as they call me now, the grandfather. That to me is one of the nicest accolades, I think, that one could get. And the respect which I have seen and been given, words can't really express.
My father originally set up the band, and his name was Randolph Batiste. And since his passing in 2003, my brother, my sister Adrian and Tara, and myself are all running the band right now. This theme this year is about. I chose that's entertainment. So the themes are based on films, so movies and production shows. And one of my costumes is called Diamonds Are Forever. Another one's called Bombay Dreams. Another costume's called Copacabana. And another costume's called Moulin Rouge. And another costume is Nemo, Finding Nemo. The carnival in Notting Hill, there's not just in Notting Hill, it's weeks before the carnival. There are carnival things going on to lead you to that event. Not a lot of people understand the amount of work, the amount of skills you have to do carnival, and the discipline you have to have carnival, and the amount of hours you do, and the amount of joy and the amount of radiation that you get from taking part in carnival. You can make carnival costumes out of anything if you apply a little imagination to it. You feel famous, you feel like everybody wants a piece of you in a very positive way.
You act the character and you dance the character, and you just feel like the person, and it just feels really good.
When you put costumes on, it does change your personality, and you do see people change their personalities.
This costume is based on Dorothy, so Dorothy from The Wizard of Oz. So I've got my little blue gingham dress upstairs that I'm going to wear with it. The red sparkly shoes, the works like that. And this that I'm doing at the moment is the yellow brick road. And so we're going to put grass around the outsides of it, and we're going to draw the bricks onto it.
It's very sparkly. It's green and white and a bit of yellow.
People here and the attitude towards carnival here and the way everything's run here, the design here is really, really nice. There's a really nice atmosphere. It's run really efficiently.
When all the costumes are done, it's like, wow, we made that. We made all of that. It's a nice experience.
We using the platform of Carnival is our main art form. People wouldn't have known the history unless they work with here. And the opportunity to work on the theme provides the opportunity to learn about the history. How we are come is how black people came to Britain beyond after 1800. And what we're starting with is the actual trade, cotton and sugar cane. This is called abolition time, enslavement mixed with the freedom, but showing that enslavement still continues. Then we go to war. War, we call them the colonial warriors because they were soldiers, the West Indian soldiers, both World Wars, Second World War. Fruits of labor. So you see another thrust of people coming in. And of course they came to work. And out of that, you have this kaleidoscope of colors, the impact that we've made since Windrush. This is a replica of the black man as the engine of industry, pushing industry forward.
Right now we are covering the boat, which is the boat that takes the people from Africa to the Caribbean. So this year we're doing the crossing.
I'm making a guitar for Lord Kitchener. One of the individuals downstairs is portraying a famous Calypsonian. It includes music, dance, theater, fine art, just about every art form you can think of, all in one.
It's a nice atmosphere and it's part of my culture because I'm from a country that is very famous for carnival. So being part of our culture, you just fit in.
The fun, the enjoyment of it, the spirit of carnival.
That's the beauty of this art form.
The band is based on the Chinese influence on Trinidad and the Caribbean over past 200 years. But I start off with sketches and research, and I basically develop over a period of time until I get to something that I like. There are 2 sections on the road this year. One being fireworks, based on the Chinese opera, which has been redesigned and put across in a more carnivalesque manner. And the other section with the fans is also traditional, very almost kind of bridal kind of look for Chinese contemporary dance, that kind of thing.
These are the fans because we cut the bamboos into pieces, then we put double-sided tape over, shape them like the fan, the cloths over it, and that's it.
When I first came into the camp, they were looking for a king. So the first thing they said when I walked in, we found a king. So since then I've been playing king for the band. 364 days of the year, let's say I'm Nolan Simmons. But that one day in the year, I want to be somebody different. I'm into that character, I'm a king.
Everybody sees the costume as well, where's the dragon? It's just a metaphor for what the theme of the band is, and the image on the face is a very Chinese face. but the back of it is water. So it's the coming together of two elements.
This band, we have a lot of youngsters who come in and help. A lot of youngsters who come in every day, and you give them things to do, and they do.
You just get a kind of funny feeling in your stomach. There's so many people and we're being judged. And it's not that different, but there is a different feeling in your stomach.
More eyes are on you and you're also part of a group. So just like I'm Panton Arts and I'm wearing costumes, so like look at what we have to offer.
Colours, music, beads, everything is just brilliant. You get into character on the day. When the music is on, yeah, you put through the costumes.
It's fantastic. It's just a buzz. It's really nice. And it's just a fun day, fun couple of days. It's very tiring, but it's a fun couple of days.
Lucian, warrior, take the balance of Matty. Take the balance of Matty. Balance
From Vn1 started in 1986 when I was part of another band that folded and I decided I should bring my own band. I then called on Mr. Larry Ford, who has been a designer in Carnival since the 60s, to become our in-house designer. And we're a community arts organization, the arts being specifically Carnival costume art. We run projects helping youngsters to understand about Carnival and costuming. We also have youngsters on work placements and we get involved in the community generally. I think what needs to happen, Carnival, the art form, needs to have itself recognized in the same way that ballet is, in the same way that opera is. Our theme this year is called Tribute to New Orleans.
I'm obsessed with themes. I challenge myself through the theme. It gives me the inspiration to sort of experiment with the costumes.
Represent that the Indians used to help the black people hide away from the slave trade. They kind of incorporated the Indian theme into the Trinidadian theme.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 sections. Two-step is a takeoff of what they do at the funerals. Natchez, a district of Louisiana. Jazzy, Bourbon Street and Canal Street. Baton Rouge, stormy weather. This one is Mississippi, a takeoff on the Mississippi River.
We are playing a tribute to New Orleans, and in the olden days they used to have what you call more like a sort of riverboat, and I am playing the boat. Because every time you put on a costume, you represent that costume. You feel like the person you're imitating.
It's amazing. You're a totally different person. You're not like, I'm not Joy on the road. I'm that costume.
Just enjoy doing it, and the 2 days on the road is worth it. All the work and the tiredness is worth it just for those 2 days.
Well, I enjoy it because it's what I grew up in, it's my culture, you know, the carnival is my culture. I'm from Trinidad, and you know, Trinidad is where the carnival really starts from.
When you're on the road and you're thinking collectively of the whole band, you can see how people on both sides of the street are responding to the band, and then you know you are successful. You don't have to look at yourself in a picture.
Watching it is nice. Playing is even better. Taking part is even nicer.
did a few local carnivals, which was Bermondsey, I Love Peckham Festival, and then from there quite a few of the members said they was interested in Notting Hill. So we came together with Sean, and Be Duck then was born. With all the bands that are on the road at the moment, there is 1 and 2 bands that do have people with disabilities within them, but I think we're the largest band that has as many deaf people and as well as many adults with learning disabilities mixed with able-bodied.
The theme for this year is Fantasy Island. It's a magical make-believe land. The keepers of the stars are kind of like dream catchers. So when you dream at night, they catch your dreams and they can possibly make them come true. The next section are people of the forest, and they guard the land of Fantasy Island. And the Queen is in that section, and they kind of watch over her and keep her kind of beautiful and young. The next section is Fan Bearers to the King. And they're kind of like the King's faithful servants, and they live in the palace, and they're kind of dressed in fine clothes to match him. The next section is Twilight Dancers, and they do a dance in celebration of nightfall, and their dance kind of acts as a potion to help you fall asleep. And the last section is Majestic Goddess, and they basically take you on an endless dream until you wake up the next morning.
It's not only the people, it's mixing with all different people from all different religions and coming together in an even more huge crowd where there's all different backgrounds.
Yes, I felt really different. When I put the costume on, I felt really different from before when I was just in my ordinary clothes. I was really enjoying it. My face was, you could see that people was enjoying seeing me. They were coming up to take photographs. I explained to them that I was deaf, but they didn't have a problem with that.
It makes you feel like you're bigger than the people that's watching, because they're watching you, not you're watching them, and you're performing for them.
She likes helping, she likes making conversation, she likes to meet the people that come here. It gives her something to do.
I'm always dancing round and around to music, to the vibrations, or I have fun and dance outside and help like old people. It doesn't matter, just help. Because it's a deaf community, just have fun.
Carnival is obviously about dressing up, going out there, having fun, playing masks, listening to music and enjoying yourself.
He likes helping children and watching them dance and enjoy themselves and having conversations with people.
She does the sewing machines, supporting for the fashion shows or the carnival this year. She likes to support because it encourages her, and at least Debbie's not on her own, and then she just helps to show that the deaf community can actually do it.
It was like fun and it was like beautiful.
The idea of getting on the road, in the street, and being able to dance and enjoy yourself and feel totally and utterly free because you are within a safe environment with your friends around you, and you're displaying something that you've put together. You've made this costume, and you can then go and display it on the day. The entire day is like a freedom, and it's why Carnival was invented in the first. It's the idea of being free and open and enjoyment as well.
Well, it's a group of us that used to play masks with another band, and we actually come away and decided to form our group ourselves. So basically we're all full-time workers, and we do this after work.
Our theme this year is for the story so far, forwards ever, backwards never.
And like most of the carnival bands, we're actually celebrating the emancipation of abolition of slavery.
We all come up with ideas. We put it down on paper, and then it changes as it goes along. But towards the end, it comes together.
We've got 3 main sections, which is the first section, which is freedom fighters, and that's going back in the day. The second section is really depicts the when black people was actually transported from Africa back to the Caribbean, and then the third section, which is basically freedom, celebrating abolition of slavery. So we've got lots of bright colours.
This is part of the freedom section. And what I'm doing is actually doing the finishing touch. I'm actually adding the lace to the costume. For me, what it tells me is it's a little bit about my history, the struggles. It's about freedom, and hence feeling free on the day.
It gives you a sense of achievement. You feel that you've actually created something or helped to create something, and it turned out looking, you know, just the way that you want it to look.
Welcome to Making Carnival, the ultimate carnival experience. My name is Glenn Jeremiah. I'm the band leader. The band started in 1993 with a group of friends who decided that we wanted to do something culturally. We rebranded the band named Isis Mars in 1997. In 2014, we then changed the name from Isis Mars to Making Carnival. We then went on to add a brand to that called Massology Making Carnival. So the brand is Massology Making Carnival. That was done in 2016. Our vision is to bring carnival experience to everyone through education, volunteering, community work, involvement in projects and stuff like mentoring people and so. It's all in aid of keeping the heritage of carnival arts alive. Yeah, so we want to promote carnival art. So all these different initiatives we use so that it could contribute to it.
We want to do something that's got our stamp, our brand, our way of enjoying the culture, our take on what the culture is as well, because we like the Omas element of carnival. The theme for this year is Circles of Life, and what it's about, it's about encapsulating everything that embodies life from an artistic point of view. So our king represents the universe and the life support systems, the sun, the moon, the sea, the clouds. Our queen, she represents everything that's beautiful about life. So that whole circle of beauty, she radiates life.
Street theater, really. It's like taking it from the stage onto the street, and that's what Mass is all about. Once a year. Jamboree has been going since 1996. The name Jamboree came about from the title Canboule, which is way back in the pre-slavery emancipation time.
You get like a really great thrill, a buzz. You get this really nice feeling inside to see the actual finishing product, that you are part of that process. You know, it's a good feeling.
Especially when the day comes and it's on the road and you see everybody enjoying themselves, and the costume, they look so very nice because a lot of effort that you put in it. You know, the days come and a lot of people appreciate what you have done.
The theme for this year is All Are We, and my section, because we're going on the road with 3 bands, my section is All Are We, Prosperity and Diversity. and it's an extension of our concept for last year. We had the concept of the melting pot.
I think it's good to keep up cultural things, and it has a lot of historic value, and I think the kids need to learn that it isn't just a day of jumping up and down. There is a historical value to Carnival.
We're aiming to get young people into a level of accreditation where they can do basic sewing skills and maybe reach NVQ or maybe signpost them onto further employment or something like that.
Been at the front spot. I've done it in rehearsal, but it's been so hard doing it, but maybe seeing a lot of people maybe scare me away, or I may just like it. Like I love to be in Scream anyway, so I may like it or not.
This is our first year as Yar Youth, because previously we were Paddington Schools, but it got too confusing with the other Paddington bands, so we're Yar Youth this year.
At the moment we've got 20 kids, I think it is.
Yeah, about 20 performers today, yeah.
Yeah.
To this point, well, we started the
October.
costumes from October,
Yeah.
so it's been flat out since then, months, yeah. Our theme this year is Face Yar Fear. Notice to put Yar in the title there, so it's Face Yar Fear. And it's about facing
It's basically facing all the fears, like scared of the dark, scared of politics, scared of all different kinds of things. It's like just random things that people are generally scared of, if that makes sense.
Yeah. Well, everything, we do this every year, and you know, we work so hard for it that this is like the culmination of all the hard work, so it means an awful lot, to be honest.
We are St Clement and St James Carnival Band, and we're based at St Clement and St James Community Project in North Kensington. We have approximately 60 young people involved in our carnival band and a team of adults and volunteers. It's taken about 3 weeks for us to get here today. We've put in so much hard work. We've still got a week to go till carnival, but it's been quite a quick journey up until this point. Our costume theme is Island Life. So we're focusing on the way that people live their lives in island communities, and a lot of the young people that are involved are from island communities. So we have 4 groups, which are Shark, Snake, Bird and Flower. It means so much for us to be here today. We've worked so hard to get to this point, and the young people have had so much input. So it's their ideas, their designs, their costumes, and it's a fantastic celebration of our community project.
The mass band's name is Masquerade 2000. We have approximately this year on the road 250 to 300 people participating on both days of Carnival. What we do is every year, once Carnival is finished, we keep planning and getting our designs ready and our costumes, etc. Our costume theme this year is Ole, and it's based on Spain, and my sort of predicament came from famous artists like Gaudi, etc.
It's a very exciting and dynamic way to show off the costumes, and the performers really wait for this moment.
It's fantastic to be here to show the public how we can do our costumes and how we can promote Carnival in a positive manner.
The mass band that I'm with is called South Connections. In South Connections, there are about 250 to 300 masqueraders and supporters, including stewards and stuff as well. It's taken us about 4 to 5 weeks to get to the point that we are at today, you know, making all the big costumes and stuff. But there's still a lot of work to do between now and Carnival. The theme that we are portraying this year is Aztecs, the Lost Empire, which you can see on the t-shirt. And it's about the rise and fall of the Aztec Empire, and about the Spanish that came along and took everything that the Spanish had, that the Aztec people had. To be here today is a celebration of culture, a celebration of freedom, and a celebration of livelihood and liveliness.
We're the London School of Samba. How many in our band? Today we're performing with 43 people. For Carnival weekend itself, we take about 200 people out on the road, as well as stewards and harmonia. We start work about a month after the the carnival the year before. So we've been working for just under a year to get this work together. Our costume theme is the Green Man, the folklore symbol, the symbol of fertility. Well, this is our opportunity to put all our costumes on show. It's a very different environment to be performing in relation to Carnival itself. It's a chance for us to do a test run in a way, and also a chance to see everybody else's work all over the place. It's a very special event and we wouldn't miss it for the world.
Mango! think we all need to meet. We all need to express ourselves. Sitting in front of a television is just those people expressing themselves. Human beings need to meet. Human beings need to touch. Human beings need to interact. We need to laugh. We need to smile. We need to know what was going on with Miss Angela. And we feed each other. Human beings are nourished by that. And when you have because I feel very lost in London now, because I remember there's a time, I know if I wanted to meet black people or carnival people, I go down All Saints Road, and suddenly my spirit opens up. I begin a kind of healing manifest, because basically we all need to be seen, not only the movie stars or the people called celebrities. People need to, what is that word? They have it scientifically, to be acknowledged. I see you. And in Carnival, people need to be seen that we were here. We were here. I have kind of moved away from the streets of Notting Hill. Because I think there's much wrong with that. Because of course we don't get mass, and I'm just such a mass person. I'm not a costume person, and I would hope that there would be a collective consciousness, and I would actually really like a lot of mass bands to get together to create a huge expression. And I don't think you should necessarily do it every year, but if we come up with an idea, a collective idea, this is what we'd like to say to the world this year, because let's get real, we don't have voices. Most of us don't. The television isn't giving us any airtime to express what we truly feel about the life we live. So therefore, if it starts with 3, you can't change the universe, and you create an expression. We have 3 different big designers. You have 3 different concepts of the same theme. Okay, then within that you encourage the individual to design or come up with, again, their own sound, their own text, and that needs to be worked on. There was part of me years ago was trying to get that. It didn't happen because of that. But I say if you start with 3, you can't change the whole world, and you do by example. And then the next year, if people want to go off, and then you do it every 2 years, have a collective consciousness. What would I like to say to the world this year?
I just want to really commend CAMF, and particularly the CAMF chair, for the initiatives that they're doing, and particularly how the relationship between CAMF and CMA have continued, and we continue to work in a unified way. And it's something for me that's really, really important. And if there's any mass band that need any help or any support or any knowledge in terms of what we can offer, feel free to reach out to me personally. Email is fine. Email at our info address, which is info@caribbeanmusicassociation.co.uk. That's info@caribbeanmusicassociation.co.uk, should you need any further information.
I think camp is the biggest art form within Carnival. It's the most visual because that's what people always see first. I think our links with other arenas are quite solid because, say for instance, Silva was the first type of music that was used to bring us out. We're now continuing with sound systems on the truck, which is represented by CMA, the Caribbean Music Association, and we work very closely because, as I said before, soca music is needed for us in order to give us the adrenaline to parade in costume. Now, not only saying that, there are times when calypso becomes just as important because calypso makes a statement. And 9 times out of 10, when we wear a costume, it makes a statement because each band has a theme, each band has a context in which it is portrayed. And when you put on your costume, you become that character. And people should understand that when you wear a mask, you don't just wear a mask to jump. You don't just wear a mask to chip. You wear a mask to portray exactly what the designer has created. And once you do that, then people watching can suddenly say, oh, I know what that is. I understand that what is. I can see what that is. That's what you want. And when somebody recognizes what you have out there, it makes such a difference to just saying, just walking down the street. In Carnival, it's walking timely, restfully, because chipping is normally done after you've done a very hectic day of dancing and whatever. So you're just walking slowly, very gracefully, very restfully, still enjoying the music, going down the road. And you're just chipping, one step in front of the other, till you get to whatever destination you have to get to, and then you can collapse.
Jump me them, out of body, back to yourself now. All the girls them winding up, all the bands them lining up, all the costumes signing up. Be ready for mass again. All the trucks them loading up, all the signs them throwing up, all the bands them rolling up. Be ready for mass again. Be ready, be ready, be ready, ready for mass again. All the girls in the band making noise in the rhythm section is. He's coming in tongue like we jumping around like right out of your cage. Take it up and we like we jumping up all day, jumping up all night, jumping up all day, jumping up all night. Hey, there's a vibe flowing up in here, yeah. Put your hands them up in the air, yeah. We happy and we making it clear, yeah. We come back to take the banner the air, yeah, yeah. We ready, hands up, we ready, jump up, we ready, flags up, ready for mass again. All the girls in the band making noise in the rhythm section is it's so many times, we jumping around, right out of your cage, take it up and we jumping up all day, jumping up, see them jumping up, we jumping up, we jumping around, right out of your cage, take it up and we jumping up all day, jumping up, see them jumping up, we jumping up.
Hear me now, Vibes Mass. Yeah man, you're a touch of class. Yeah man, you come first, you coulda never come last. Vibes Mass, ready for the road, easy. Lady B, Kayak Sound's #1 sound system. Let's go! Huh! Vibes Mass. Ha, Lady B, make way for the Vibes Mass. Make way for the Vibes Mass. Hey, Kayak Sounds. Hey, tell them we feeling good, like a new machine, like morning dew, fresh and the scene. But we go party to the full extreme, unlike it too. We just holler when you see Vibes Mass come down. We drum it still, and they're rolling with Kayak Soul.